I called my sister a thief in front of our father's empty chair. I threw the inheritance papers on the table and said, "You stole from me." Clara did not defend herself. She only looked at me with tired eyes and whispered, "I paid the debt you were too ashamed to face." My hands stopped moving. My anger broke for 1 second, because there was only one debt she could mean. But to understand how I reached that terrible moment, I must go back to the week after our father died. My name is Adam Walker. I was 36 years old, and Clara was my younger sister. Our father had left us a small house, some savings, and many memories. Clara and I had always been close, but after his death, grief changed us. I wanted everything clear and fair. Clara wanted time. I thought she was hiding something. I did not know she was protecting the one secret that could destroy me. The first problem came with the house. Clara said we should not sell it quickly. I needed money badly, but I did not tell her why. I had made a bad business mistake months before. I had borrowed money in my name and failed to pay it back. I told myself I would fix it before anyone knew. When Clara refused to sell the house, I thought she was trying to control everything. Then I noticed she had already taken some papers from Father's desk. I asked her about the papers the next morning. She said they were personal. That answer made me angry. Personal? Our father was gone. Everything he left belonged to both of us now. Clara folded her hands and looked away. I saw guilt where there was only pain. I said, "Are you hiding something from the inheritance?" She answered, "Not from you, for you." I did not understand that sentence, and I did not want to. A few days later, I checked the bank documents. Some of the savings had been moved before the final division. Clara's name was on the transfer. My chest burned. I called her 3 times, but she did not answer. When she finally came to the house, she looked pale and tired. I showed her the paper and asked, "Where is the money?" She closed her eyes and said, "Please trust me for 1 more week." That was the moment I stopped trusting her. For the next week, every small thing became proof against her. She avoided my questions. She took calls in another room. She opened Father's old drawer and locked it again when I entered. I told myself she was greedy. I told myself sadness had changed her. But deep inside, another feeling was growing. I was afraid she knew about my debt. I was afraid my perfect older brother image was already broken. The debt had started with pride. I wanted to open a small office. I wanted Father to see me as successful before he died. I borrowed money and promised myself it was only temporary. Then the business failed. I hid every letter. I smiled at family dinners. Clara once asked, "Adam, are you okay?" I said, "I am fine." She looked at me for too long, like she heard the lie before I did. When Father died, my debt became heavier. I needed my part of the inheritance to pay it quietly. I imagined starting again with clean hands, but Clara's delay ruined that plan. One afternoon, I found an envelope in her bag with my full name written on it. I should not have opened it, but anger made me weak. Inside, I saw a receipt. A payment had been made toward my debt. I stared at the receipt for a long time. Clara had paid part of what I owed, but instead of feeling grateful, I felt exposed. How did she know? Why had she used inheritance money without asking me? Why did she not tell me first? My shame turned into anger, because anger felt safer. When Clara entered the room, I held up the receipt and said, "So it is true. You touched my money."
She looked at the receipt, then at me. "Adam, listen," she said. "No," I answered. You had no right. Her voice shook. I was trying to stop something worse. I laughed, but it was not a happy sound. Worse than stealing from your own brother? She stepped back as if I had hit her. For a moment, I saw pain cross her face. Then she became silent, and that silence made me more cruel.
The next day, we met in Father's dining room. His empty chair was still at the head of the table. I placed every paper in front of Clara. The bank transfer, the receipt, the house documents. I wanted her to confess. I wanted to be the wronged brother. She sat across from me, calm but broken. I said, "Say it. Say you took my inheritance." She whispered, "I took the blame, not the money." I did not understand her words. I stood up and shouted, "You always wanted to look better than me. Even now you want to act noble." Clara's eyes filled with tears, but she did not cry. She reached into her bag and took out a folded letter. "Father found your debt letters before he died," she said. My body went cold. "He asked me to help you without making you feel small." Then she placed the letter in my hand. The letter was in Father's handwriting. It said he knew I was struggling. It said he was not angry. It said pride can make a good man lonely. Then came the sentence that broke me. "If Adam cannot ask for help, Clara, help him quietly, but do not let him lose himself to shame." I sat down slowly. My sister had not stolen from me. She had carried my secret with both hands while I called her a thief. Clara finally told me everything. She had used part of her own share first. Then she delayed the house sale to protect Father's last wish and to keep my name from being discussed outside the family. She did not want me to feel humiliated. She did not want me to remember Father's death as the moment my failure became public. Every action I had called suspicious was actually a shield, and I had broken that shield with my own words. I could not look at her. "Why didn't you tell me?" I asked. Clara wiped her eyes. "Because you were already drowning in shame. I thought truth would save you later, but silence could protect you now." Her answer hurt because it was full of love. I had wanted money. She had wanted my dignity. I had counted numbers. She had counted wounds. For the first time, I saw the real inheritance Father had left us. I apologized, but the first apology was too small. "I'm sorry," I said. Clara looked at Father's chair and answered, "You did not just accuse me, Adam. You believed the worst of me." That sentence stayed with me. I asked her to sit with me and go through every paper, not because I doubted her now, but because I wanted to rebuild trust with truth. We made a plan together, slowly, like two people learning to be family again. Months later, the debt was paid, but something more important was repaired. Clara and I kept the house for 1 year before selling it. We spent Sundays there, cleaning rooms and remembering Father without anger. I still regret the day I called her a thief, but Clara taught me that love is not always loud. Sometimes love signs papers in silence, pays what it never owed, and waits to be misunderstood. I thought my sister stole my inheritance. In truth, she saved the only thing more valuable than money, my dignity.